Good morning, mine fans. It's a beautiful day out here in the desert. You can see, looking around here, desert stuff, cool. Getting ready to go down underground here. Going to check out the brand new shaft put into the Columbia mine over here by our guys here, Robin and Dan, who need to turn around and be on the video. So there's Robin, our miner, whose experience on this is unparalleled out here, and Dan over there messing with his helmet, standing on the platform, and please don't fall in a hole. You're gonna get OSHA and MyOSHA and everybody else all over me out here if that happens. So, but these guys just spent a long time and a lot of wood and effort building this new shaft collar here. Goes down about 120 feet to the first level of the Columbia mine, and we're gonna go down there and take a first look at it right now. So,
Guided tour.
Guided tour. Let's go check this sucker out and see what we got down there. So right now we still got the hole out here, which was caving in, subsiding every time we got more rain. This is what started the project. And now that we've got a new shaft collar built in here to replace the old rotted one that caused the collapse, we're going to be backfilling this. So we'll cross the temporary bridge and barricade here. This rope, which is really getting annoying. And we're going to go down the new ladder onto the platforms and eventually down to the mine below. So look out, world, I'm coming down. Going down. Down, down, down. We're still in the construction zone here, so see some tree bark here from the logs they would have used, and ladder goes vertical for a little bit, then we get a nice little angle behind, which makes me a little happier down there. But just start heading on down. So I have not been down here before yet, so this is a treat for me. I've been part of the way down, but they just finished the ladder the day before.
Watch all these ropes here. We're gonna pull up
Yeah, there's a few ropes on the ladder here, so like the one-legged guy don't need any more trip hazards. So see some of the earthwork and the early timbers here. This was the original wood put in here now. So they took away all the rotted bad stuff down to here, shored it up, cleaned it up, and now we got a nice safe operating shaft to go down here. There's Dan down there. And let me stow this phone for a second and climb on down. So this wood here, what are we looking at? This old railroad tie.
Yes.
So at some time, I think this was either Anaconda or TCM did this work. What do you think?
This might have been done, well, it's hard to know because they might have had a source of cheap railroad ties earlier on, but I would guess that this was reworked. Just this section with the ties. After 1942, when they pulled the rails up from the TNT.
Yeah, 'cause you can see where the railroad ties used to have the rail on here, but so that's just repurposing wood here. They took the old railroad ties off the rail bed and used it to build the shaft at this part. Now down below the ties here, back into the bedrock such as it is. And straight on down. I don't know who put that nail there originally. Somebody who's probably long gone. Look at that shaft, would you? Now back here, or down a little further, it gets kind of cavernous in here, because that's what the miners were doing. Was they were actually just stoping up, and they're following a mineral vein down with this one. So where they had more material, they were taking it. Now we got the remains of some of the old woodwork they were putting in here, and some of the steel work they're using to anchor stuff, and some stalls that our guys put in, and stalls that have been here ever since. So it's not just a simple haulage shaft like most of them. This was being actively mined at the same time they were driving down. And of course down here suddenly we got a frickin' bat. All the mess and all the hoopla that's been going on down here the past week or so. This bat is still hanging out down here, little Mexican brown. And you can see some of the side workings off to the side drift here. We got a drift going off that way and some stoping over here. So the remains of some of the old shaft wall down here that's been pitched down or collapsed in. So, ooh, there's a shim. I might want that. Now I can stay where it's at. Let's see. So the shaft gets a lot bigger here. We actually have some levels down here. And the top of the crap pile that we got to move through to get down onto the first level of Columbia. Keep going. Man, there's a lot of history down here. There's Robin up there, and some of the old timber work that used to be, and rock wall up ahead. Bat. There's some of the old ladder that was in here from the bygone days. And let's go down. Looks like Dan's off on one of the side drifts. Let's go see what he's got going. Yeah, down here closer to the bottom, I've got this. Those of you may recognize that. That is the base of one of those 37 millimeter, flare launchers. So at some time, it looked like some jackass was shooting fireworks either down into the mine or up from the mine. Probably always down in, but that's what sets these mines on fire and burns them out, is fools shooting fireworks, one way or the other of this shaft, because all this old timber, is wood and dry, and once it gets going, it's like a rocket stove down here. Just below me is the 165 level, and got a side drift over there with Dan and Robin over here, so let's go see what they're doing. I don't fall off of here. Yeah, I'm gonna fall off of here. No, I'm not. Edit that out. All right, so now we're coming off the ladder here, and right down there, that is the 165 station of the mine there, the first level down, and you can see that's where we did our blasting last year and took a big boulder down. Used to sit on top of those boards down there in those timbers. They're not holding anything now, so we're going to probably pull those out of there and repurpose some of that wood, bring it up here, make a little better platform up here to get back into this new drift level over here that we've seen from below but couldn't really get into before. So let's see if I can do this without falling down a shaft. 50-50. Goes back in a ways. You're gonna make me crawl, guys. I'm glad yeah. So, you can see where there used to be rail down here at one time. They pulled that out. And here's Rockhound Dan over here stealing my minerals.
Yeah, that's right.
What you finding?
Well, there's a hook right here. Somebody had put one in to hold up a light or wire or something.
Okay.
Some of this, I think, is real thin layer of galena, and it's very thin. It's like several millimeters, and that's about it.
And what you got past here? I see some charring.
I'll let you get past me.
Yeah, that pile of material is poured in from the loft.
Yeah, I think that's what you're saying there.
And it's got charcoal in it, so
Yeah, we know it came from the main.
Yeah, the main shaft is not too far from here, so that probably came down. I think I know where that breaks through in the main shaft. So that'll be another project, is just probably pulling some of this crap down and opening that up. Let me see if I can get up in there a minute. I'm getting too old for this.
Huh.
Yeah. Author's note, these two guys I'm in here with, they're both in their 70s, so I am the...
You're 18 years younger, so...
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any complaints.
Got more wood stall work up there, which is, again, former railroad tie, and yeah. I think the main shaft is just past this here. It was backfilled, probably from the shaft, so given time, we'll dig that out just for the fun of it and see what's back here. But you can see where some of the rock here's even got some charring from the fire in the main shaft. So.
Hey, Robin.
Yep.
I'm seeing some of these real thin layers, like 3 millimeter thick layers. It looks like it's galena on the roof there, very thin. Over here, this brown stuff that's
Oh yeah.
oxidized. If you chip that off there, you can see that there's some, look like galena in there.
I forget where that was. I was
Right here above me.
picking down stuff, but yeah. There's,
Is that one of those climbing?
No, that little hook, that's what they'd hang like survey tags on.
Oh,
So that's authentic to the old days.
back a ways.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about here, Robin.
well, it's not extremely old.
No.
Those are stamped out of sheet metal.
Yeah, but it's original equipment. It's not something some rock hound put in here.
Could be 50s, 60s.
Little carbonate coming down here. Some of the charred stuff. And yeah, real interesting back up in there, and a lot more exploration to come, I can tell. Just got to do some clearing up in here. So
Yeah, no, that little chute.
requires volunteers with shovels. Yeah, tell me about the shooter on the corner.
Well, it's difficult because everything is moving when you try. But I stuck my head up in there. That goes up probably 6 feet beyond at least.
So 6 feet beyond the wood beams we're looking at there.
Yeah. And then there's a piece of tin that's kind of blocking it. Now, whether it's an old piece of air pipe that fell in there or somebody blocked it intentionally, I don't know. But
Crack that rock right there, Robin. We saw that yesterday. Right over there.
Yeah, I think I know where that comes out in the main shaft. So
look at the crystal growth on this thing. That is carbonate.
Yes. Carbonate.
by carbonate, we're saying that's mineable lead ore right there, right?
Yeah, that's lead carbonate.
Mm-hmm. Got a little wet on it, and it grew some crystals. We bust that open and see what's inside.
Well, I think the main part of the piece is just dolomite.
Well, yeah, but it's pretty brushiated.
I think most of that is just surface.
Nice hit. You know that leg right near your rock you're hitting is my organic factory leg. Let's not bust that, okay?
Yeah, well, mine's closer, so.
Just saying.
We can make you the two-legged miner with a little bit of alteration. Yeah, that's interesting.
So what do you got in anything?
Lead, silver, carbonate, and it's got a little wet and it made crystals.
This black shiny stuff,
Yep.
that's resin that cooked out of the timbers in the fire, and just because you can see the rest of the rock. There's a lot of that in certain areas where it.
That shaft fire had to be pretty damn hot. What do you figure? What do you figure it got up to being?
Probably.
Fahrenheit 451.
Modern that.
Probably 1,500, 2,000.
That whole shaft was a rocket stove about 800 feet long.
Yeah, with the draft it had.
Yeah, well, it got pretty tense.
Ow.
Boy, that's tough. There we go. Trying to get it in something that's a little easier to carry.
Okay.
I think you blew most of it off there in the process.
You got some.
Yeah, there's.
All right, let's work our way back into the lower section there.
Now,
It's only a half-hour video.
this piece over here.
Oh, let's see the piece.
Whack on that a little bit.
Oh, look at that.
That's got galena in it.
Right.
So,
Whack on that a little bit. I didn't shear it out last night. It had too much stuff in my hands.
Too heavy, huh?
that's some good looking. Am I rich yet? Am I rich?
No, it's not that rich, but it makes a nice sample.
I'm rich and increased with goods and have need of nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's see. You just chipped that away. What do you got? Oh my God.
Look at all
Look at
that.
that.
Broke it open. Yeah, that thing is.
Whew. I may not be rich, but I can probably get a bottle of soda pop with that
Yeah.
once it's milled down. So how much?
Get a lead bullet anyway.
You didn't bring your backpack.
No, I didn't.
I didn't bring mine either, but I can go get it.
That's some pretty good looking stuff there.
This might be a good one to take to Shoshone and give to the...
Give to the museum up there
Yeah.
as an exhibit. I like
Yeah.
that idea because we want to support our friends.
That's right. And
So that's real good lead silver ore right there. That's the galena they were working here. Huh?
Yep.
it always looks better down here under the lights. Yeah. But that's a bunch. Look at it reflect off all those little crystals.
Nice find, guys. Nice find.
And that's the stuff that got left behind.
Yeah.
So all the really high grade stuff came out. This wasn't even really worth the hassle back then.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if this was a non-railroad time period, yeah, they were.
Let me have that
more
hammer a minute
selective.
here. Let me see if I can put that down a little bit smaller.
I just leaned back to look up at the ceiling for nothing better to do, and I found we've actually got pick marks up here. So these are marks made by the miners that used to work in here back in the day. Those marks were made by, again, people who are, long gone, but yeah, the marks still stay. All those little white marks, those are done with a pickaxe by somebody, back in the day. Don't know who they were or where they went, but sure would like to meet them, hear the stories. Yeah, some people live in the marks they make in a rock. They're not quite petroglyphs yet, but they're just as good to me. All right.
Yeah, here's another.
Let me head on down here. Let me get by here. So your helmet bright enough to light the fucking Super Bowl. Oh, I can't say the F word on the video. Your helmet is.
You want me to
bright
turn it off?
Nah, let me get by you.
Your videos are kind of dark anyway. I figured you needed more light.
That's my sense of humor. Oh, everybody's a critic. Everybody's a critic. See if I can get through here without dropping. Man, you guys made a mess of it down here. This was actually fairly clean once.
Well,
Used to walk
yeah,
through.
what can I say?
I ain't complaining compared to what all the work you did here. I mean, there's the old drift that goes on further into the rock that way to the left, and down below here is the shaft itself. Ahead of us just a little bit. Can't get to it. Hang on a minute.
Get down there and move some.
All right, so you can see our sump
right here.
and another little drift pocket over there, which we're going to use for backfilling a lot of this stuff. Here's our guys coming down. Here's our other drift that goes back away from the shaft. It's a nice little drift. It's pretty timbered nice, but it's shallow. And anybody who's been down here before in the last year or so recognizes this spot where we did our blasting, and then right down through here to the shaft. So. Right now we're getting an upflow of air off the main shaft, so it's taking all the dust right back at us. Kick all the dust down in here, and shaft ventilation blows it right back in our face. But now we're down out of that mess. Walk back through. There's some planks that we can use to make a better false floor back there. Some of our wood from our other project, and our bridge that crosses the main shaft. So look where we are now. Here's the bridge that Tim McNew and company are working on, and it's about done, and we're looking pretty darn good in here. So you can see the daylight coming down from above, and now we're in the area where there's a fire, so it's a little more crumbly up here. We're going to stand on these boards, which are now anchored in place, and there's our main shaft.
Yeah, Tim's built a nice ladder.
Didn't he though?
Warmer.
Yeah, it is definitely warmer here. So yeah, you can see all the charcoal up here from the shaft fire, and the remains of the old air pipe down there, and some of the rail back in there with our spare ladder sections, and ladder going further on down. This is the 165 level of the mine. That ladder goes down to the 265 where the big collapse is, and past that we've got a side drift that gets us into a manway and takes us down onto the level, and we can get into the rest of the mine from here. Going forward that way goes way back into the hill, quite some distance. And we've got another stope that drops down also onto the 265. So we've got multiple ways in and out of that section down there and multiple air courses. So this is still a good mine to work on for exploration and eventual opening for tours. So we'll get people back in here to show them what was what. But this was probably the newest shaft of the whole complex and the best one until, you know, some jagoff burned it. So now it's time to turn around and head back up. That's a sure. Let me get on by you guys and remaining framework for that bridge here. Some spare wood, some beautiful 2x12, just beautiful. Some rail. That breeze is kind of chilly in here now. Yeah. Yeah, cleaning this section up here is going to be next. I think once we take out a couple of these stalls and this overhead wood here, it'll be a lot easier getting through this area. Yeah, so since the blast, it doesn't serve any purpose. So no reason to have it here. So we can reuse it. What's that?
We'll have to find places to stash all this wonderful stuff.
Now we got that side pocket over there, and if it's usable, we can carry it into the drift over here too. So.
I need to bring a cutter down here and get rid of this nasty cable.
I know.
I hate this stuff.
Let me get past and start heading up there. And now we're back here at the ladder up. So entry in and out of this section has become a lot more interesting and a lot easier. So.
Get that piece right ahead of you there.
This?
No, above your head there that I was pointing at there. That.
Oh, you gonna chop more rock out?
That ledge, yeah.
Let me out here before you start chopping rock down off the. How about this one sitting over here on top of the metal piece here? That looks like some good metal now.
Got one for each hand, I think.
Okay. Well, it'll still be here, but that's on top of this switch box panel here. There's some real nice metal net rock. Anyway, I'm gonna let these guys scour the rock. I got some climbing to do.